Hi everyone, it's Alex and welcome back to the Salus Industries YouTube channel. So today I thought I'd show you one of the vehicles in our fleet, one of the newer vans that we've purchased. I mean, it looks fantastic, doesn't it? Now is the time for the surprise. Salus logo again. Trust me, you do not want to miss this. So here we've got a Citroen Relay 2.2 HDI, and this is on the 2015 plate. We purchased this vehicle a couple of years ago, and the reason for it is that we actually had an old 2007 Citroen Relay medium wheelbase at the time. This one here is actually a longer one, so this is a L3H2, which means that the length and the height. So here, as you can see, we've put the brand new Salus Industries fire protection logo on there. I mean, you've got to brand everything. The reason why we're showing you this is because we know how much of an investment it is when you're starting up a business on choosing what van to get. I mean, come on, it's a lot of money, isn't it? When we purchased this 2 years ago, we decided to take this out on finance. Now, the reason being is because we wanted to actually keep cash flow in other areas of the business to build it up quicker. This is £12,500 and it is a 2015 one, so it's one of the facelift models. They changed this in around 2014. Now with this here, it came better fuel economy and it has a 2.2 HDI engine in it, which to be honest, does all right on the fuel. This one actually takes up just under 2 kilos. 2 kilos? No, it doesn't. 2 tons. Now, what I thought I'd do is show you around this one and give you a bit of a review on why we decided to purchase this one over something like a Ford Transit or a Peugeot Boxer, practically the same. We've also got a little bit of a surprise at the end that you do not want to miss. So let's take a look at this and then we'll move to that. So space was one of the main things that we decided to go for, and in all honesty, the Citroen Relay has quite a lot of space on the inside, as you can see. So it's got deep side pockets here in the van, which is quite helpful when you need to put in a sat nav, bottles of water, whatever else you need to use, and then you've got some extra space along here as well. Now, in terms of actual foot space, now I'm 6'1". Well, with these boots on, I'm probably about 6'3". So I'll jump in and I'll kind of give you an idea of the amount of space that you're going to have. So, as you can see, my legs are obviously still sort of quite a 90-degree angle, and it does have enough room, but what I would say is that if you're a bit taller like me, you're probably going to find it a bit difficult to sort of, you know, get to things and move around. I mean, I've driven this van a few times and, you know, it doesn't do too bad on a long trip. But what I would say is there's probably other ones out there that you might be able to get a bit more foot space. With this particular van, it actually came with a DAB radio. So if you like your tunes, you're going to love that. You've got all the channels on there, which is great. The only thing that I would say with this is that unfortunately it doesn't have a sat-nav feature. So we have had to go and purchase a sat-nav, or you can also use your phone as well. I mean, I think personally that if that was in there, that would have been absolutely brilliant to have. So here you've got some extra storage down here. Again, you can put in, like I said, we've got the sat nav. You know, you can put in whatever you need to do inside there. You've got a cup holder here. You've got some more space underneath here, and then you've also got the clip part here as well, which allows you to clip down any papers, invoices, anything else like that that you might be needing to take around from site to site, depending on obviously your profession or what you're doing. In here we've got some more storage. It's not the biggest of ones, but the great thing is you've also got some storage on top of here and here as well. If you look underneath here, you've also got some more storage. We actually put our masks underneath there for the guys to keep it out of the way. As you can see, we've got 1, 2, 3 seats. The middle seat, I would say you probably are going to struggle to fit a bigger guy in the middle, but you've still got enough room. And then the other really cool feature about this, if I just move the hat out of the way, is you've actually got a little part here where you can slot in your drinks and whatever else, which I think is quite a neat little feature. You've also got another clipboard here. So An armrest as well makes it a hell of a lot more comfy when you're on those longer journeys. Above here, you'll see you've got a lot of storage, to be honest with you. At the moment, we keep in all of the security features, as you can see. We slot that all up here, and anything else that you need to go in top of these compartments, which go right back to the end of here. The visors, you've got a good couple of visors which you can clip off and turn around and put in here as well. Another thing that I did forget to mention about the stereo system is that you've also got microphones that come with it as well. So you can pick up and you can take any calls. You've got all the functions on the steering wheel. So you've got your volume control, you've got your channel control. You can even answer the phone from the steering wheel as well. The lights and switches and everything else here. The instrument dial, it isn't a digital one. It is the same sort of analog one with your dials that go up and down. So yeah, that's pretty much everything for inside. Let's move to the back and I'll show you that. So in the back here, we've got a hell of a lot of space. You've got a lot of space to put materials, tools and anything else that you're going to need for a job. Doesn't matter what your profession is, trust me, you'll be able to fit what you need in the back. Another deciding factor on this van, amongst other ones, was actually that we had a lot of tie down points in the back. As you might be able to see if I just move this out of the way, you've got all of these tie down points as well that loop through the back here. You've got all these tie down spots, and look, we've got so many straps here. I think that gives you an indication as to how many things you'll be able to tie down in here. At least that way everything's secure and nothing's going to be moving about. Salus logo again. Right, so on the back here, first of all, new Salus logo, and again, for anyone, salusfireprotection.com. That's the website you want to have a look at. So let's take a look at this. Now what we did here was we decided to put in a hydraulic ramp. Now this ties into the surprise. However, the main reason for putting this in was because we needed guys to be able to basically walk up and down with doors, etc., so they weren't having to step up and down. In the back here, you can see that it is completely panelled out, freshly panelled when we bought it. To be honest with you, this van was in absolutely pristine condition. You know, the thing about these is that sometimes you'll get them beat up. If I was you, check the mileage and everything else, and obviously have a look in the back. If the back's completely beat up but all the paint works okay, it's not a problem. You can always replace the panelling. But what you can't do is go around replacing and spending all your hard-earned money on a beat up outside of the van. All right, so as long as mechanically sound or whatever else, you'll be all good. So there's no better way to show you a van than taking it out on the roads. So what we're doing at the moment is just heading away from the unit, driving out, and I can tell you exactly how this thing handles, the fuel economy and everything else that you guys will need to know a bit more in depth. Now, the fuel economy when you're going around town or around rural roads like we are at the moment, you're probably doing 20 odd miles to the gallon, which, to be honest with you, in a vehicle that is quite heavy and sizable, I think that is pretty good compared to some of the other ones out there. You know, when you get your Sprinters, etc., that are 3 litres, that's when you're really starting to see a high fuel bill, believe me. So at the moment we're driving in the countryside. Now, over the bumps and whatever else, the wheels actually absorb them pretty well. One thing that I would say is that because of the longer wheelbase on this one, what we find is that you get a bit of a delay going over the bumps, so you have to be mindful of that when you're carrying something that's a little bit more precious. Although it's a long vehicle, it's actually quite, well, what you would call a narrow one. So it's not as wide as other vans that you get out there. At the moment I'm going up a massive hill that's quite tight, and do you know what, it is doing very, very well to pull. And again, like I said, coming up now we've got another van by the side of us on a country road, and you know, it got through absolutely perfectly. So that's a prime example of exactly what I mean. The reason for us doing a van review today is obviously to give you an insight into you know, how this particular one performs, but we're actually going to be doing a lot more of these reviews. We want to make sure that you guys are getting the best knowledge out there before you go out and buy it. Obviously, I'd always tell you to go and review them and you know, test drive them yourself as well, but at least you can watch our videos to make sure that you're you know, getting all the knowledge beforehand. As we're getting onto the motorway, obviously we're going around the roundabout, and to be honest with you, the vehicle just, you know, the van just holds its own pretty much. And that's one of the best things that I like about this, is that when you go around the corners and whatever else, there's not actually much roll in terms of the body, with it being a big van as well. Now, obviously, once you're getting up on the motorway, getting it to speed is pretty simple. Obviously, with it having 6 gears, you know, the gearbox is more than capable of getting you up to speed. With it being one of the taller ones, the H2 one, you can obviously catch the wind quite a lot on the motorway, so that's something to consider as well. It's a van, and it does exactly what it needs to do. You know, we've never had any problems with it. I've driven it loads, and I've never had any problems with it. The fuel economy is great. You know, if you're looking for a van that you can buy, you know, and run for a long time, and it's cheap to run, then I think that the Citroen Relay is most likely going to be the van for you. Obviously, when you're comparing it against other vans such as a Mercedes Sprinter, you know, on the Ford Transits, they do have that, you know, that sort of next class up. I would say that, you know, that the Citroen Relay is probably sort of mid to low end in terms of where it sits with all the other ones, but I think that this is perfect for the job that we need it to do, and it's cheap to run. So yeah, it's a thumbs up from me. What we're going to be doing now is we'll head off of the motorway, and I will take you back to the unit. You remember earlier on I said that we've got a bit of a surprise? Well, I'm going to be taking you back to see that now, and trust me, you do not want to miss this. I don't think any other construction or fire protection company has these, so yeah, let's go and check them out. So you've seen one of the Salus Industries fleet vans. Now let's show you the surprise. So obviously we work hard, you know, and we like to play hard as well. So here we've got the Salus Industries motorbikes. I know, a construction company that has bikes. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. Look, at the end of the day, if you're going to be working hard, you might as well play hard as well. And what better way to let your hair down than to raise the hair on your arms, right? And we're going to be doing another in-depth review on these bikes at a later point for those that are really interested in those, so just look out for that one. So with this here, we've got 2 Suzuki GSXR 1000s. Now these bikes are absolutely amazing. We've changed pretty much everything. These are race specs, so they're not allowed to go on the road. All right, they are definitely not allowed to go on the road. Let's go around the front of them, and I'll show you these. So as you can see, we've done them in the Salus blue. This one's a little bit of a lighter one here, and we've got all the stickers and the Salus logos on them. We've rebranded at the beginning of the year, so what better way to show them off than to show them off on track as well. I'll tell you what I'll do, I'll start this one up for you. Doesn't work. Damn it. I've done them both. Come round here and I'll show you this bit. So, race exhaust, race fairings, the absolute lot. So you can imagine us now hurtling around the track at 100 odd mile an hour. That's how we like to relax. So, I appreciate you watching this video, and in the next one we'll give you a bit of an in-depth review into both bikes. Tim, our surveyor, is going to be doing that, but from me, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.